Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to come and speak to you folks here. We're doing some site characterization work in the South Bruce area. Before I begin, I would just like to acknowledge that I am standing on the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, the Lenape, and the Attawandaron First Nations. And the area that I'll be speaking about in our South Bruce site, just outside of Teeswater, Ontario, that's the Saugeen Ojibwe Nation traditional territory. So we're working in Southern Ontario, and this is one of two locations that we're studying for permanent storage of used nuclear fuel. So in Southern Ontario, you can maybe see just in the little inset here, we're just inland from Lake Huron. And in this area, just outside of the town of Teeswater, NWMO has signed agreements with landowners to buy and or lease land for exploration. And what we've done so far is drill 2 deep boreholes at this site that we're studying, the South Bruce site. Both boreholes are vertical, fully cored just into the top of the Precambrian. So we have a very high resolution data set of core for Southern Ontario. One of our key objectives is really understanding all the subsurface geology. I'm sure most of you recognize the formations in the area. We have very specific safety requirements, and one of the key ones is containment and isolation of used nuclear fuel for approximately 1 million years. We're looking at very long time frames. We're looking for rock that's geomechanically strong enough and extremely tight. The idea is to maintain a barrier between the deep subsurface and the shallow groundwater resources and whatnot. Safety and protection of the water are some of the key things that we have to understand as we're characterizing this site. Specifically, we're looking at the potential repository horizon would be in the Cobourg Formation, underneath a relatively thick package of Ordovician shales and within a thick package of argillaceous limestones and limestones. We're looking at lots of different characteristics: hydraulic conductivity, fracture density, hydrogeochemistry, and also really one of the other key things, we're looking for the presence of salt beds, thick salt beds, and hydrocarbon resources. We need to ensure that there'll be no future human intrusion, so we need to be away from area of natural resources. We also did a 3-dimensional seismic investigation, so we're analyzing the results from this right now. Pretty high resolution data. It's really neat data to start to see. Maybe next year I can come back and show you some of the results. But one of the cool things too is that we can start to infer some petrophysical properties at the site scale with this data set. We also look regionally at earthquake data from the past, and we need to understand about any future perturbations, which do include seismic events. We have installed microseismic stations in a 50-kilometer radius around the site as well. And certainly many of you will be familiar with this, just looking at where hydrocarbon natural resources are distributed around Southern Ontario, and we are in an area of relatively low prospectivity for hydrocarbon resources. So that's my 5 minutes. Thanks very much. There's a lot more going on. We have a lot of data that we're reviewing and interpreting, developing models for the site to be able to demonstrate our understanding. Certainly happy to answer any questions at any time today. Thanks so much.